Well, welcome to The Play. It is Tuesday, April 16th, 2013. I'm Angie Bruss, alongside Nick Dragakos, who is the local assistant editor for the Oklahoman. We are giving you tomorrow's headlines today. That's right, you're going to hear it here first. Now, Governor Mary Fallin said state troopers and others will be made available if Oklahoma City officials decide they need more manpower for either the remembrance ceremony of the April 19th, 1995 bombing and for the Oklahoma City National Memorial and Museums Marathon on April 28th. Now, Nick, have we heard any updates on threats for either of these events?
No, officials are still telling us that we have no specific threats either for our April 19th Remembrance Ceremony or for the marathon on April 28th. We're going to have that in the paper tomorrow and a host of other topics that we're covering in relation to the Boston attacks yesterday. The memorial organizers announced today that anybody who took part in the Boston Marathon but didn't get to finish will get free race entry into the Oklahoma City Marathon.
Wow.
We have spoken to some survivors of the Oklahoma City bombing to get their reaction when they see what happened in Boston, how it makes them feel, and also, to see if they want to offer advice to the victims over there. We've got our sports department talking to people who are running in the marathon coming up here in Oklahoma City to kind of take the pulse of people. What are you thinking as you go into the race, and does it kind of change how you look at it? So really putting a lot of resources into a good presentation tomorrow, trying to cover what happened in Boston and how it affects us here too.
Yeah, and obviously good news so far that there have been no threats, obviously, that we know of.
Yeah, and the feeling is from race organizers that they want to go ahead with the race. We want to say, just as they held the race, initially the origins of the race were to say we're not going to be beaten. Right. We're going to go ahead and go forth and do this.
Exactly.
That's the same kind of message they're trying to put forward now.
Exactly. All right. Well, Supreme Court justices appeared torn on Tuesday over whether a federal law intended to protect Indian families should allow a Cherokee father to take his daughter from the adoptive parents who have been raising her. Tell us about this case.
Yeah, our Washington Bureau reporter Chris Castile was at the Supreme Court today covering this, and I think you said it just right. Justices at the Supreme Court really didn't give any signs of which way they may want to go on this case, which is an Oklahoma man who opted not to be in the life of his child. The child was adopted by a couple in South Carolina, and then the biological father sought custody and got the child back. And thus you have this lengthy court debate right now. Like I said, we've got our reporter in the court, and we'll have more coverage on that in the paper.
All right. Well, now the City Council will have a presentation on a transit study and could discuss its next steps. Now, what do we know about the study?
They are looking at ways to improve bus service in Oklahoma City. One thing the study recommended was to actually cut back on some of the reach of the routes that they run right now. And they think by doing that, it'll increase efficiency, make the buses run faster, because they're notoriously slow in Oklahoma City. People often struggle with trying to get around town using the bus system. So we have our City Hall reporter, Bill Crum, is on top of the story, and we'll have a full report on that in the paper tomorrow as well.
Okay. And obviously what everybody's talking about, the U.S. Geological Survey reported several earthquakes Tuesday in central Oklahoma. How big were these quakes?
The biggest one that has been reported was a magnitude 4.3. They've ranged from as high as that down into the mid-2s or so.
Wow.
And actually, they've been happening all day, starting at 2 o'clock in the morning Tuesday, all the way here. We just got a report of an 8th earthquake.
Wow.
And I would assume that, by the time our readers get down to the driveway in the morning to pick up their paper, that there may be more than 8 even, because they just seem to be coming in rapid succession. So
my goodness.
We're looking at the frequency and, of course, asking the question that I think everyone asks: what is making this happen? There's no easy answers if you ask the geologists, but we're digging into that anyways.
I know. So by about 5 o'clock, about 8 have been reported to us. We'll see. There may be more throughout the evening. Wow. Interesting stuff. Obviously, some very good headlines that we have for tomorrow, which is Wednesday's Oklahoman. You can check that out, obviously, in the Oklahoman and on newsok.com. Nick, thank you so much.
Sure.